Dallas Cowboys go into their second preseason game, and we also get another 4 quarters of Joe Milton. What does it all mean? Well, let's talk about it. All right, what's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team, and welcome to Saturday Sit Down, straight barbershop talk with your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan. Hampton, give it up. All right, here we are to do a recap of what we saw tonight. The Baltimore Ravens uh, comes to town, and they are hosted by our Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, let's get into that. Let's not even waste any time. Final score 31-13. Let's get into some of the leaders. Let's look at Cooper Rush, 20 for 30, 198 yards, one touchdown, two interceptions. Joe Milton, 9 for 18, 122 yards, one interception. Rushing yards, Rasheen Ali, 19 carries, 100 for 62 yards. Miles Sanders, 7 carries for 15 yards. Receiving yards, Devontae Walker, 6 for 61. Jonathan Mingo, 1 for 49. Now, that's just the start of this game, okay? But I want to get into that's a lot more important, and let's get straight to the facts of what we just witnessed tonight um, with our Cowboys versus the Raven. Let's get into this here. Like I said, this feels like deja vu. 399 total yards. It's not what I'm not talking about the Cowboys. This is about the Ravens. 251 yards passing, 148 yards rushing, 5.1 yards per play. It gets better, guys. No, it gets worse. 26 first downs, 79 total plays versus our 47 plays. Sacks allowed, Cowboys allowed 4 sacks. Penalties, 7 for 59. Interception. Time of possession, 40 minutes and 12 seconds to our 19 minutes and 48 seconds. Again, like I say, or like I said, this feels like deja vu. And some of y'all probably wonder what deja vu means. It basically is the feeling that one has experienced something before, even though it's actually a new experience. Is Jason Garrett still here? Is Rob Marinelli still here? Is Mike McCarthy still here? Mike Nolan still here? I thought we were turning over a new leaf. I thought we was going in a new direction. Again, like I say, or like I said, this feels like deja vu. Joe Milton, What are we looking for? Let me move up a little bit. So, can somebody tell me what is it that we're looking for in Joe Milton? And I'll wait. 6 quarters already in 2 games, and numbers barely meeting 30%. So, my question is, what is it that we have to see from Joe Milton? What are we looking for? Well, what I'm looking for, I've already found it. And basically, that is Joe Milton is not ready. It's going to take a lot to get Joe Milton ready. Now, who ideal it was to play this guy for 6 quarters, I'm not sure. But it's definitely a bad idea. And in so many ways and on so many levels, this is a bad idea. Number one, you again, like I said in the last show, it's unfair to the other players. It's unfair, especially to the receivers. It's unfair to the running backs. Not only just with Joe Milton's play, but the play calling by Brian Schottenheimer. So the question is Brian in over his head? And I understand what you guys are going to say. You're going to say, well, it's still preseason. Yeah, it is. But if you can't get your twos against their twos and be somewhat productive, how do you expect your ones to be productive against other ones? Again, like I say, or like I said, this feels like deja vu. I'm baffled of how many opportunities Joe Milton is getting with this organization. But when you go look at Trey Lance over there with the Chargers, if you again, like I say, if you haven't seen or watched Trey Lance over there with the Chargers, you might want to go look. The kid's playing some good ball, playing some darn good ball. He's 2-0. But who's better to coach Trey Lance than John Harbaugh? Yeah, I don't think there's nobody else better than him. But we got a chance to see Joe Milton. We got a little bit of chance to see Will Greer. Will Greer, we had to go with the threes, which the threes didn't make him look good at all. So Will Greer is getting the same treatment that Trey Lance is getting. You know, I said this before because I was sitting here trying to decide what I wanted to title this show. And this is not, yeah, this is a recorded show. But I said, is Mike McCarthy still here? Is Jason Garrett still here? Is Mike Nolan? Is Rod Barron? Because I see no change. And I come to the conclusion to where I said one day this is going to make a great movie. Now, I'm not talking about what they got out now on Netflix. When Jerry finally hands this team over to somebody outside of the Jones family, and when somebody write this book or write this story from the inside, it's going to be a bestseller. This is some of that Yellowstone type series. This is some of that Dallas, Who Shot J.R. Ewing type series. Yeah, this is like what is it? Bad Habits. One of those type of no, not Bad Habits. Another one I forget, but yeah, it's one of those kind of soap operas or mini series. No, this isn't a mini series. This is a movie. And again, we continue to see the same thing. And I'm again personally with Dak, I'm not after watching Dak, and I'll be at the training camp this coming up week, but watching Dak and the film on Dak here lately, I'm still not really satisfied with what I'm seeing. But coaches or the owners are saying, no, we don't need our starters out there. Personally, family, I can say that this might be a great setup for failure. Schottenheimer has just had the opportunity to coach against two Super Bowl coaches, McVay and Harbaugh. Now, what I've noticed with within the 2 weeks starts with preparation. Then after your preparation comes your planning. That makes sense. Preparation. You got to preparation. Get to keep everyone now. I got to come up with my planning. And then number 3, you have to execute. I don't know what Schottenheimer is doing. But what we're seeing, man, this is nothing new. Let me get back to this again. Let me pull this up one more time for those that didn't see it. 399 total. And I told the guys I was on talking crazy with uh, Cowboys corner and fifth quarter and Cowboys champ. I said these guys going to have over 250 yards. 399, damn near 400 yards total. 251 yards passing. Eberflus, where you at, brother? We bring you in as the defensive coordinator, which I totally disagree with because I've always said, I've said here recently, why did we overlook Mike Zimmer? Mike Zimmer had a very aggressive defense. And he said before he left, if I only would have did things my way, which was telling us as fans that he had to go by the guidelines of either the owner or whoever, but somebody told him this is where we're doing things and he had to do it. Yeah, those are the numbers. 176 total yards for us, 125 yards passing, 51 yards rushing. I can't make this up. So, what are we doing? I think right now we're the biggest laughing stock right now. And yeah, there might be some fans out there that's saying, hey, it's only preseason, but I'm a realist. And like I say, Saturday sit down is all about barbershop talk and keeping it real. I'm very unapologetic about what I say because these are my opinions. My opinions about my Dallas Cowboys. And yeah, right now, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. So what do we do next week? We get another look at Joe Milton. Why? What about this running back room? Malik Davis showed flashes that, hey, he wants to stay here. Miles Sanders, not sure. Excuse me. Devontae Williams, not sure because we hadn't seen him. But personally, I say I'm going with the rookies: Jaden Blue, Bill Marfa, Malik Davis, and the 3 I'm going with, and letting them play. But again, this is what we are seeing. It's very unfair to our receivers. It's selfish on Schottenheimer's part. It's selfish on Jerry Jones' part. And my thoughts and my feelings go out to these receivers that's trying to make this team, even these tight ends. It's not fair. And then I look to the sideline and I notice all the starters over there. They kiki and they yeah, and brother, y'all should be concerned. Y'all should be concerned because we saw ones go against the Rams ones, and it didn't look good either. I know we got our fingers crossed and we're hoping, but guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, our coaches is failing us. They're failing us big time. And again, I say this, Schottenheimer, what makes you think you have leverage to even conjure up to say my starters are not playing? Dude, you have a lot to prove. You have a lot to prove. And from what we seeing right now, I mean, I just don't see whatever it is that you're trying to keep in your bags of tricks or you're trying to keep hitting. I don't see that working because you can't even get 5 plays and you flip into 10 play. You can't even be productive with those plays. This is not twos playing against ones. It's twos playing against twos. And I can give kudos to certain play, but this is not that video. This is not that video about who did what. Because looking at the numbers, it's nothing good to talk about. And as a coach, I'm going to stick to where we failed at. And we failed in all areas of the game. Once again, don't care if it's preseason. I don't like to lose. And if I'm going to lose, it's going to be a knockdown drag out if I lose. But this trash, straight garbage. And all you guys that's on this sideline, you started sitting around spitting sunflower seeds and cheesing on the sideline. I can show you better than I can tell you. But if I'm a starter, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. Y'all tell me in the comments how y'all feel about this second preseason game, 6 quarters of Joe Milton the third. And nothing against the brother. I mean, as a individual, I'm sure he's a great guy. But when it comes to football, the guy's just not ready. He's not ready. And why is he getting so many opportunities? But let me say this here again, y'all. And until we do, and until we draft us a first round draft pick quarterback, and we bring in coaches that knows how to win with experience, not the yes sir individuals, not the coaches that we're gonna hire within. We've tried that. That doesn't work. Get you a coach with a long, lengthy resume. But until then, we're going to continue to see the same thing as we've been seeing in the past for the last 30 years. And Jerry saying, I can get anybody to coach us to another Super Bowl. It hadn't happened in 30 years, Jerry Jones. But you're a man that likes controversy. You're not worried about the team. You've already told us that. You're more worried about the controversy and the relevance of the Cowboys brand. See, in the days of Tom Landry and when Jimmy Johnson got here before you got your hands and everything, you put your paws and everything, this team was built off of grit. 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 But Mr. Jones, you have turned this team into glitz and glamour. It's where we are. I don't know why I hype myself up thinking there's going to be something different. There's nothing going to be different, and I hope I'm totally wrong come September 4th. But personally, this feels like deja vu. Hmm. Even though it's something new, but it feels like something we've experienced before. It's just where we are, people. But thank y'all, man, for stopping through, hanging out with me, man. Again, I appreciate all my subscribers and all those that follow this channel, man. Again, like I always say, without you guys, this is absolutely impossible. So thank y'all, and for every you, all the newcomers, do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button and also hit the subscription button. It costs you absolutely nothing, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video is posted. Again, like I always say, we're not posting. I don't post anything for clickbait. I'm a fan first, then I report the news that you can use. All of us can use. It's nothing never will be for clickbait. This is a fan talking about our home team. Okay? So thank y'all, man. And let's get ready for preseason number 3, the last and final game, and maybe the last supper for a lot of our players. It's just not fair to the players, though. But all right, y'all. Y'all continue to stay safe. Continue to be blessed. And another thing I want to say, and also continue to be kind. Be kind to your brother. Be kind to your sister. Be kind to anybody that you see. Spread kindness. And that's it for me, your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton. Deuces.